As I was planing, I'm sure you noticed that I was tipping the planer. The reason for that is so I can get a fine bead on that line that I've done. And then this is our last dry fit, so everything looks pretty tight. So we'll put some glue on it. Once again, we're going to use the extra bond. When we're sticking the panels on the wall, you'll always want to use the extra bond. Put dabs, just so you get plenty of coverage like the back panel. So once the glue's been applied, you want to do the exact same thing. Put pressure on it everywhere. Then for this wall, you do the exact same thing as you did with the wet wall, except you don't have the pipes to worry about. So this one's a little easier. So you want to get a nice dry fit, and you just look to where your gaps are, and you just use a pencil to describe where you need to plane it. This is another dry fit just to make sure, and it looks like I think we're ready to go. It's about a 1/16 to an 1/8 inch gap. That's okay. The silicone will slide in there and give a good bond, but if it's any bigger than that, then you'll want to keep planing until you do get the smallest gap possible. Glue's on the back. You'll just want to put pressure on to get a good stick. Nice. Okay, now we're going to start the trim, and to do that you want to start with this back 5-foot piece of trim, which is right, comes in the packet, this 5-foot piece here. And to do this one, you'll want to take a measurement of the back wall again. Should be pretty close to what you cut your back panel at. For the trim to work, you take a little notch out and make a notch just so it rests over the side panels. And I'll show you the reasoning behind that in a second. A little notch is about 3/8 of an inch, just so it goes over the side panels. And you'll want to do it to both sides. You cut it, you'll want to dry fit it. You always want to dry fit things to make sure they're going to fit, and that one's going to work. This is the purpose of the notch, so it, doesn't have a little gap at the top. This side trim will just butt right into it and have a nice finish. Once you've got your piece dry fit and you peeled the red off the double stick tape, it's ready to go in. I like to put a little glue just as a little extra holding agent. I use the Extra Bond 450. It's the same silicone as you'll use to silicone the tub surround. So I just, put a couple dabs along the back. Once you get the glue on and the double stick tape ready, you'll want to press one side. Just make sure you hold the trim about 3/4 of an inch, or not an inch, but 3/4 of the trim on top of the panel, just so you have plenty of bonding. Then you press the one side, get it stuck, you get your level, your 4-foot level, and you can adjust it to the height, or to make it level. Once it's level, then you push it and it should be stuck. Once you got your back trim up and stuck, then you take your level, you rest it on the top of it, make it level, and draw a line out here at the end. And you'll want to do that with both sides. This is for your vertical trim that's going to go up, just so you have the right height. Make another mark right there. And to do your vertical trim, you want to, they come with the cap on the top. You want to put the trim with the right side, and they're, as you can see, they come long, which is okay. Make sure your floor is clean. You'll take your tape measure and measure to that line. And when you go to cut it, you'll want to stick your tape measure from the top so you don't cut off this cap, because that cap is the finished product that goes on, you know, it's right here on the top. So you'll want to just measure from that and get your distance. And this is the right side, so I'll mark it with an R. And do the same with the left side trim. Along with your tub kit, in the box there's this trim template. It's got different radiuses right here showing you the contour of the tub. Depending on what tub you have, kind of determines the size of radius you're going to cut. And this one's about a 1/2 inch radius tub. So we'll go to the middle line here. And you just cut that out with either scissors. Then you'll put your template up there, and it looks like that's a pretty good fit. So I'll fold it along this line that says fold on this line. And the reason for folding it is because then we'll put that on the edge of the trim. So we'll stick our trim up there. We'll plumb it. And we folded this template so it will rest against the trim. And then you'll also want to, this piece here, rest it on the tub. And that's going to give you your cutting line. So you get your pencil or marker and you just follow your template line right there all the way down to the floor. I'll take this off. Now I've got a mark to where I can put it. So then I'll just follow this template all the way down. And because it's not 14 inches, I'll just continue that same width going down. So then you've got a line to cut to. So once you've cut your trim, once again you'll want to dry fit. And put your level up and get it nice and plumb. It looks like we cut it just right, so once I plumbed it up, I'll want to put a pencil mark just so I know where to put it when I have the glue and tape on it. So once you get the red tape, the red double stick tape, then you'll want to put this silicone on. And I like to do a continuous line with these vertical trim just for water resistance. And it also adds as a bonding agent.